Hello and welcome to Cover 3, presented by Papa John's. I'm Manny Robinson with Scott Kiefer, Marcel Louis-Jacques, here in Charlotte at the Ritz-Carlton, otherwise known as Marcel's weekend hangout spot. No, seriously, we're here for Operation Basketball, the ACC Media Days. Believe it or not, it's almost time for tip-off.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? You know what I've noticed? The people from Clemson and Miami and Virginia Tech are wanting to talk football, and the people from Virginia and Duke and UNC are wanting to roll the basketballs out right now.
But we're certainly in football mode today. Clemson had a week off, but now they're back in action this week, hosting Georgia Tech.
Yes, they are. And to paraphrase the late Denny Green, Georgia Tech is who you think they are. Running the ball north of 370 yards a game. It's good for second in the country. But it seems like as of late, Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables has the Yellow Jackets number. 95 yards on the ground for Georgia Tech last year, 71 yards the year before that. And when you want to compare that to the first time he played Georgia Tech in 2012, 339 yards on the ground, I think it's safe to say that Venables has figured out this triple option.
And he'll have some help this weekend from Mother Nature, it looks like. In the forecast, it's going to be a little bit of rain. But on the flip side, that doesn't bode well for Clemson's kicking game, which doesn't need any impediments right now.
No, they do not. And look, if the million-dollar question is whether or not Kelly Bryant is going to be ready, the $500,000 question is who can split the uprates for the Clemson Tigers at the kicker spot. He may have to take a page out of Danny Ford's playbook and put an ad in the student newspaper for a kicker because, you know, the Alex Spence experiment hasn't worked so far. He's 2 for 6 since taking over for Greg Hugel, who's out for the season. Christian Grooms is in the mix, the walk-on from Daniel, and they've got another walk-on from Charleston, Drew Costa. So if you feel like you can kick, maybe you'd want to contact Dabo and give it a tryout. But he doesn't have any idea himself who's going to run out there Saturday night against Georgia Tech at this point, so it's going to be interesting to watch and see what happens.
By now, we know this young man's game, but apparently we don't really know this young man's name.
Etienne?
Etienne.
Wrong.
Back at home, everyone calls me Travis Etienne. It's like there's different ways to pronounce it, Etienne, Etienne, but everyone back at home calls me Travis Etienne. The major difference for me is just a knowledge of the game. Just you have to know a lot more, know like why you're doing things and how things work. I mean, in high school, after every play, we huddled up, took about 10 seconds. Now it's just tempo, to where you really have to be in shape and you just have to be on top of everything. And just really get into your playbook, because in high school you go out there and play, but now you have to evaluate your opponent and just be on top of the little things.
You had that breakaway run against Kent State in the first game. It kind of looked like you were taking it to the house and you got a little tripped up and caught from behind.
I mean, after that run, Coach, he made a little joke. He was like, I thought you were fast. And I mean, yeah, just taking pride in not being caught from behind and just having that speed to get to the end zone, breaking away, not being a guy to get caught at the 5-yard line. Because, I mean, maybe the next play you might not get the ball. And just having that mindset of just doing whatever it takes to get in the end zone.
Who's faster? You when you've got the open field and the ball in your hand, or Christian Wilkins coming from the sideline after somebody scores?
Definitely Christian Wilkins. I mean, it never fails. I mean, one time I scored and I was just getting up. And the Christian's right there in my face. I'm like, man, I had to go on the sideline. Ask if he was on he played offense. He was on the line or something. I mean, he's there every time. It never fails. I mean, but it's great to see your teammates happy for you and y'all just celebrating.
Now, am I right? And do I remember this right? Did you lift him one time?
It was a little twist. Everyone just used to saying, now I'm going to lift us up. What I mean, they always lifting us up. They're always doing their job. And I mean, they never get credit for it. They don't get like a lot of credit for it. I mean, just showing your appreciation for them and doing something different for once. And I mean, just showing that we appreciate them too. I mean, and without them, I wouldn't even be in the end zone.
You know, usually Elizabeth LaFleur hits us with a fun fan feature, but today she'll warm your hearts with a special report on the Clemson Life program.
I was told I would never be able to be able to go to college, and now I'm here.
Marston Miller is one of 37 students in Clemson's Life program. The program gives students with special needs the opportunity to attend college where they learn skills that will help them live independently upon graduation.
I mean, it's awesome. I get to be away from my parents and at the same time meet a lot of new friends.
Students take math classes that teach budgeting, time management, and even measuring ingredients for cooking. These students get involved in campus life too, especially on game days. What is your favorite thing about going to Clemson?
The football games.
I mean, I just like to go there, cheer on the Clemson team, and see my man Kelly Bryant on the field throwing those touchdowns.
I wear a Clemson shirt, the stickers, and paint the face.
I say, go Tigers, fight, fight, fight. I get like a whole view of the field, and it's been really sweet.
That view of the field is in a section seated next to the opposing team's fans, which of course lends itself to some trash talk. Do you ever kind of talk a little trash to the visitor side?
Well, to be honest, I do.
Oh man, it was hilarious. We had me and this guy were teasing each other. He's like, oh, we tackled you. I'm like, look at the scoreboard, man.
Many of the Life students are connected to Clemson athletics in other ways, holding jobs with various sports teams and acting as team managers.
I'll answer the phones. I mail recruiting packets.
I got a job.
What is your job?
Women's basketball manager.
It's all part of an inclusive effort that focuses on enhancing these students' abilities. The goal is for each one of the students to be able to live independently upon graduation, and it's working. Right now, 90% of Clemson Life graduates have at least one job, and they're making more than $1 over the national average when it comes to salary.
I'm learning how to live on my own. I'm learning that I don't always need my parents. I don't need their money.
Clemson's Life program isn't the only program of its kind, but one that helps give students options they might not have had in decades past.
If you choose Clemson, you're in it for life.
These hills, there's something special in these hills.
For Cover 3, I'm Elizabeth LaFleur.
Well, that does it for us this week on Cover 3, presented by Papa John's. For Marcel, Scott, Bart behind the controls, and Elizabeth LaFleur, I'm Manny Robinson. Catch us next week.